Janelle and Christine have been on a press tour for Sister Wives season 19, and I have a lot of thoughts on these various interviews. I think my biggest takeaway is that you can tell to a certain extent that these two are still dancing around Kody's bad behavior, trying to be as diplomatic as possible. They are definitely shading him and giving him fair criticism. But if I were them, the gloves would be off for me. I mean, the gloves are off for me, and I don't even know this guy in real life. Janelle and Christine have confirmed that as we head towards the end of 2024, more than 6 months after the death of one of his children, Kody's relationship with his surviving children are non-existent. Kody is a total fucking loser. So that means that we have a lot to talk about. Let's get into today's video. Hey everyone, what's up? It's Sarah and welcome back to my channel. Egomania is defined as obsessive egotism or self-centeredness, and I don't know of anyone who embodies the word egomaniac better than Kody Brown. Kody doesn't do anything that isn't 100% self-serving. You know, a lot of people, myself included, extended Kody a lot of grace following the death of Garrison Brown. I do not think anyone or any one person is to blame for what happened. And I also think it is entirely inappropriate to point fingers of blame at any one person or any one thing as being the reason why Garrison passed away. In the days, weeks, and months that followed Garrison's death, my heart really broke for all of the Brown family members, including Kody. No parent should ever have to bury a child. It goes against the laws of nature, and I wouldn't wish that pain on my worst enemy, not even Kody Brown. I can only speak for myself, but I had hoped that in the wake of this tragedy, that this would be an opportunity for Kody to pave a path towards healing with his children. Not all of the Brown siblings have gotten along with each other at all times. We know that Gwen and Peyton specifically have historically not gotten along. But even Gwen and Peyton have been able to attend the same sibling events in recent months. It didn't really seem like anything was getting better between Kody and his kids as far as their relationship, but it's obviously hard to tell without any confirmation. Well, we did get that confirmation when Mykelti revealed on her Patreon that events that should have brought the family together didn't. And Tony actually responded to a patron's comment that there was a relationship ending event that occurred at one of the memorial services for Garrison. And it's just like, in my opinion, if you go through the worst thing imaginable as a parent, the loss of a child, and that doesn't fundamentally change how you approach your relationships with the rest of your children, then dude, you are a lost cause. So that's pretty much how I'm handling Kody from now on. He is nothing more than a case study on a personality disorder for me. A few days before season 19 premiered, People magazine published an interview that they did with Kody about Garrison's death. And something he said in this interview made me go, huh. He said, "I want to go out to dinner again. I want to sit down. I want to have a beer. I want him to try and make me laugh because he was kind of that way. The only regret is just, gosh, I would just do that more often. The only regret is that you didn't do something. You didn't take more time." The "I wish he was here to make me laugh" just rubbed me the wrong way. But that just really encapsulates Kody's view on his relationships with other people. It's all about what those relationships can do for him. In that argument with Robin that we saw in the last episode, he only spoke about him forgiving the kids who bend the knee, and therefore he would be able to show those kids love. There was no mention of him taking accountability for mistakes that he's made over the years. And this is even when he acknowledges that his kids are upset because he never loved their mothers. He says it with such disdain, like, oh, are you really gonna be boo hurt over that? Like, he doesn't even acknowledge that that still is an incredibly painful thing to hear your father say about your mother. We know from Mykelti that Kody's relationship with his kids is not any better now than where it was at in this footage that we are currently seeing play out on season 19 that was filmed all the way back in 2022. But now we are hearing from Christine and Janelle about Kody's current non-existent relationship with his kids.
What's the status of his relationship with his kids today? Is it, I know you mentioned they're still estranged. Has there been any updates? Do you think there's any hope for reconciliation? Or is that mostly just on him to like maybe reach out more?
I feel like there would need to be a lot of healing, and I think he actually would probably need to make more than just one phone call or one text. You know, my kids are not really paying attention to him at this point when he tries to call once and then doesn't call again. I think it could be done. Maybe. I don't know. The person he is now, I don't foresee that. But I mean, everybody changes. It's possible. It's possible.
Janelle is a lot nicer than me, and I think she's a lot more diplomatic than even her kids. I'm not really sure there is hope there. From what Kody has reiterated that his kids have actually said to him, it sounds like they fucking hate him. So unless Kody had a complete personality change or a lobotomy or maybe an exorcism or something, I don't think his kids are ever going to come around. Because for the record, and Kody might need to be reminded of this, it's actually his kids that are owed an apology. And it's his kids that deserve a mea culpa. And thankfully, they are old enough to realize that. But Kody is sitting over in the McMansion pondering which of his kids could potentially earn his forgiveness. Like, he's so delusional. There's just no reasoning with him. Trying to talk reason to someone like Kody will only leave you feeling crazy. And his kids know that. It's just not worth their time anymore. But that doesn't mean that we won't hold Kody accountable in the court of public opinion. There is nothing this dude deserves more than a verbal evisceration, and Christine and Janelle are just too classy. But I'm not. Kody, if you ever see this, you are a total fucking loser, dude. Like and subscribe. And if you're thinking, damn, Sarah, that's kind of harsh, check out what Janelle has to say about his relationship with Savannah in this E! News interview.
It's devastating to have your kids have daddy issues. It's really hard because my relationship with my dad is one of my favorite relationships. Like Savannah put it best. Savannah goes, I have a Disneyland dad. Because he shows up and then we have a really good time right here. That's it. It's just, it's hard.
But
it's
she
hard.
hasn't even seen him in the last year or whatever. And in fact, she just really does. Like, I just know who he is. He's a known quantity. I know who he is. I'm good. I can accept him when we go out. When we used to go out, it hasn't been this year, but we just talk about things that we had in common. They have the same taste in music, so she kept it very superficial.
Yeah.
And she's even said, and I'm really grateful that I have so many. We have so many sons that have stepped up. She's like, I'm gonna have my brothers walk me down the aisle, like when I get married. So like the brothers have kind of stepped in.
I cannot imagine describing my dad as a known quantity. Like, damn. Someone left a comment on one of my videos, and the quote, and I feel like it's so true, this subscriber wrote that all kids deserve parents, but not all parents deserve kids. Kody does not deserve to call himself a father. He is at best a sperm donor. And I'm not going to tiptoe around my feelings surrounding Garrison's death anymore. Kody's actions in the aftermath of his passing just confirms to me what a huge piece of shit Kody is. Savannah hasn't talked to her dad in over a year. Her brother died just over 6 months ago. To be clear, Garrison's death is not Kody's fault. However, based off of the text communication from Garrison shortly before his passing, we know that the family dysfunction was weighing heavy on his shoulders. The fact that Kody knows all of this, and he states in the People magazine interview that he thought he'd have more time with Garrison, and he isn't course correcting with his other kids, that is absolutely disgusting to me. If Kody was my dad and I had just lost a sibling and that didn't fundamentally change my relationship with Kody, then he would be dead to me. And honestly, I think that that is the piece that a lot of his kids are making with the situation. So it almost makes me feel like his presence at these events like weddings or funerals is actually traumatic and offensive for his children. How can you feel safe to celebrate or grieve if the source of your trauma is sitting just a couple seats over? I would say that Kody should feel ashamed of himself, but I honestly don't think Kody is capable of feeling shame. Obviously, I am no mental health expert, so I don't know what clinical diagnosis fits Kody, but I do feel pretty confident that he does suffer from some sort of personality disorder that prevents him from feeling emotions like guilt, shame, regret, or empathy. As always, let me know your thoughts down in the comments. Make sure you like this video and subscribe to my channel. Check out my second channel, Sarah Spills. A link for that will be in the description of this video. Follow me on Instagram, Threads, and X at Reality Squad, and I will catch you guys in the next video. Take care. Have a good one. Much love.